Easter is just around the corner and two of my kids need me to bake up some treats to take with them to some parties that they're going to. One is tonight and one is tomorrow. So I thought, let's make 2 recipes, not just one today, so that I can send each of them with a variety and not just one item, and so that I don't have to bake over 2 days. Just want to get it done. So because of that, I don't want to waste too much time here. So I thought instead of going through all the different things that you need, I am just going to show you the recipe as I do it. Okay, so the first recipe is going to be a sugar cookie with buttercream top and mini eggs on top, both crushed and whole. And then the second one is going to be shortbread cutouts, and I'm going to sandwich them. They're going to be sprinkled shortbread with some buttercream in the middle to make it like a sandwich. So I'm really excited about both of these recipes. They've been in my mind for a bit, and I actually couldn't decide which one to do for our Easter. So this is gonna help me out just to kind of give them both a go and see if I want to do both for our Easter or just the one, see if I have a favorite. The cutout one makes me a little bit nervous just because they're very small cookie cutters, but I think it will work. And if you're not making these for Easter, it's okay. Just change up the sprinkles or the treats on top of the sugar cookie and change the cutout of the shortbread, and you have yourself a different theme. I only have one tip for you today, and that is to not overbake your cookies. If you overbake them, they will be crispy. We don't want crispy, we want soft and chewy. That's the goal. We don't always achieve it, but that's what we're going to aim for. So don't overbake. Once you see it's golden brown underneath, they are done. The first thing you have to do is set your oven to 350, and let's move on to the sugar cookie. We're going to do that one first because it needs to sit in the fridge for a bit. So that's good time management, right? We're going to do that one first, let it sit, and then make the shortbread. First up is the salted butter. You want 2/3 and 2 teaspoons. I know it's strange. 2/3, 2 teaspoons. In all honesty, I just measured out 2/3 and then I moved my knife a little bit and estimated the 2 teaspoons. All right, we also need 1 cup of white sugar. We are going to beat this together until it's nice and fluffy and creamy. Next up, we're gonna add in 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 egg and yolk. And before we mix it up, we'll add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There it is. Now it's nice and light and fluffy, not all gooey. For the dry ingredients, it is 2.5 cups of flour, and it's measured by spooning into the measuring cup and leveling off. And in here as well is 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. No salt because I'm using salted butter. We're just going to pulse this so that the flour doesn't go everywhere. Then when it's good to go, just turn on your mixer onto low until it's all combined well. Just like that. So good. This dough is really sticky, so we need to chill it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. And I like to try, it's sticky, so it's gonna be tough. I like to try to lay it a little flatter just to make it easier once it's out of the fridge. It's not easy when it's sticky. All right, that's good enough. I think I'll need another piece of plastic wrap though. Okay, in the fridge it goes. 30 minutes. I'm going to wash out the bowl and spatula because the cookies are quite similar. A little different, a little similar, but that's okay. Got most of it off. So for the shortbread, it is 1 cup of softened butter, and we are going to beat it for a very long time with 1 cup of icing sugar. This is going to beat on medium to high for about 5 minutes. You can see how light in color it is. When you see that it's gone from like a pale yellow to a white, you know that you have beat it enough. And we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of almond extract. If you want vanilla, go right ahead. But I'm using almond today. Oops. There we go. That equals 2. It's also nice that it's clear, so it's not going to change the color of my dough. Sorry, I thought that I pushed record. I did not. So flour, it's 2 cups of flour. I just put it in, and it's spooned and leveled again like before. And we're just going to mix this like just very gently. It'll still be a little bit crumbly before we add in the sprinkles. But yeah, 2 cups of flour. That's what we want, and now we're gonna add in some sprinkles. If you don't want sprinkles, don't worry about it, but I have these, oh my gosh, I have to move this. There we go. These beautiful pastel sprinkles that I purchased from Michael's. And so I'm very, oh, look at this, oh, look at this cute little sticker they gave me. Is that cute? Oh my goodness. I love the little extra touches. I'm just really hopeful that these don't bleed. They shouldn't, they're good quality, but yeah, I'm just gonna open this up, 1 sec. Yeah, so time will tell. But these remind me of my little man, or not my little one, my middle one. When he was younger, he loved sprinkles, and so he started what he called the Sprinkle Club. And all of a sudden one day, so I didn't know he started this club, all of a sudden my sprinkles all went missing, and I'm like, where the heck are they? And then I found some in his room, so he told me about his sprinkle club. It's so cute. Okay, just enough to make the dough come together, so not too much. Ta-da, just like that. Okay, going to get this out now onto a floured surface. These are the small cookie cutouts that I'm gonna do. So chick, flour, ooh, nasty sound, sorry, and a bunny and carrot. The carrot, that one makes me the most nervous because it's, yeah, it's small, but the detail isn't large. Last year I did these cookies, and well, I did cutouts of the cookies and then did some royal icing with them, and they look great. You can add like so much design to it, but the thing is I just don't have, like that took a long time, and I just don't want to do that this year. So I'm trying to do some cute Eastery cookies without it taking like, you know, almost a half a day. So I have my pan here just on the side, covered with parchment paper. Unfortunately, the parchment paper doesn't fit my pan. It's super annoying. So I have to use two pieces, so I won't make that mistake again. So on a floured surface, we are going to try to press out the dough and flatten it so that we can cut them into shapes, but we don't want to manhandle the dough too much. So just trying to be gentle here. The sprinkles look like they're working really well. No bleed, great. So my dough is not too thin. Here, I'll come this way so I can see. This is about, what is this, like a 1/4 inch? This recipe uses so much butter, and we know how butter has gone up in price. So I think what I'll do is I will test them just on their own. Like, are they cute just with sprinkles in them? Or do I decorate them by making them a sandwich? So we'll see how it goes. So I just better make sure that I cut out these as doubles, just in case I sandwich them. Need to make sure each one has a pair. That's my cookies are small. I was able to get 20 onto the cookie sheet. I'm going to bake these starting off at 8 minutes and go from there. My first tray just came out of the oven. As you can see, they hold their shape so well with this recipe, and you can start to see a tiny bit of golden brown on them. So I knew it was time to take them out. It was 9 minutes for me. There you are. Now you can see the slightly golden brown. All together, I was able to get 78 of the shortbread cookies. So now we're gonna move on to the sugar cookies. The oven can stay the same temperature, which is nice. So we're gonna roll these. You know what, you can actually make these really large if you want. Make them bakery style. Because I have a group of people to feed, I'm not going to. I'm gonna do them kind of like my classic size, like a size of a Timbit. And or donut hole for those of you who don't have Tim Hortons. And I'm just gonna do, I think, 12 per cookie sheet. I'm just going to press them down a little bit. Because I'm decorating the top, I don't want them to be too puffy on top. So flattening them out a little bit helps with that. These are gonna bake in the oven at 350 for anywhere between 9 and 12 minutes. If your cookies are really large though, you may need closer to 15. So just judge it by how large your cookies are. And same thing with the shortbread. Once they start to turn golden brown, it's time to take them out. I was able to get 43 of the sugar cookies made, and I ended up making the the 2 batches after the first smaller. So I'm like, yeah, there was room to go because these are a great size if you don't have to share with a large group of people. But these are gonna work as well. And the tops are funny just because I accidentally forgot to turn off my timer. So when I changed the time, like to set it, it actually played with the temperature. So I had to put some parchment paper on top of them until the oven heated up again. Otherwise they get too crunchy on top. But it doesn't matter because we're gonna cover these up with some icing. So that's what I'm gonna do now. It's time to make some butter icing, and I'm just gonna make 1 batch to share amongst all these cookies. And I will make these into sandwiches. I have enough of them, so yeah. That's the plan now. For the buttercream, the first thing we're gonna do is whip up this butter, and we are gonna whip it for like 5 minutes. It's just gonna, hopefully you have a stand mixer because then you can just go do something else. But anyways, whip it, whip it, whip it. And when you think you're done, whip it a little bit more, then we'll add in the sugar. Once it gets looking much lighter in color and creamy like this, it's time to add in our icing sugar, and we're gonna put in 4 cups. We're gonna let this cream up for another 5-ish minutes. Perfect. Now we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Approximately. And just beat it for another couple minutes, and we'll add in some cream. While that's beating up, I thought I'd talk to you really quickly about the cream. So it's very important for it to be room temperature. So I have it in a plastic container because I find the porcelain or the stainless steel they're so cold themselves that it takes like so long for this to get to room temperature. So you don't want to add cold in, okay? Otherwise it kind of starts to like harden up the butter again, and you worked really hard up to now to make it soft and fluffy. So room temperature cream, and normally I would use like whipping cream, especially like for cakes or cupcakes, but because this is just for cookies, I don't mind the icing being a little denser, and so I'm just using half and half. So either or you could use with this recipe. That was 5 tablespoons worth. I'm just gonna beat it again for another 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna scrape the paddle and the bowl down, and then I'm going to add in, for me, just a little bit of food coloring. This pink, I want a very subtle pastel pink color. Just 1 drop will do. Yay. Only 1 came out. Thank goodness only one drop went in. Look how much, like that was a lot of buttercream for that dye to color. So yay. Soft pastel pink it is, one drop only. Let's start off with the bunny. So I don't want too much icing in these shortbread sandwiches. I don't want it to be coming out the side, so let's see. Oh yeah. So good. Yay. Now the carrots, they did what I thought they would, where they don't really look like carrots. So they're my least favorite right now. I remember this when I made the them with royal icing, but at least with the royal icing, you can add detail to show it's a carrot. That needs a little more, hold on. All right, they're still my least favorite. I think the bunnies and the flowers are my favorite because they just, you can tell what they are. Where the carrots and the chicks, you can't as much. Let's see. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. You just push. There we go. Okay, those are great. Okay, and let me show you really quickly here my idea for the sugar cookies. For the sugar cookie, oh man, I forgot, see all the air bubbles? I forgot to run the mixer for a couple minutes. So in order to get rid of these, just run your mixer for a couple minutes on low and it helps break them up. Oh wow, no going back now. Okay, so the idea is to do that and then add some of the cut up mini eggs. So I did this earlier today. Sprinkle some on the outside. And then to add full ones to the inside. That is going to be a lot of sugar. So I'm grateful that I didn't make them any larger. Well, here they are all finished. I had just enough buttercream to do all the work, and I tried out the sprinkles on top of this one just to see how it looked, but it does not look as nice as these. And then I tried, you know, just to put the chopped chocolate versus the eggs on for like 4 of them, but it looks okay, but I think it looks a lot better with the eggs on top, even though this is going to be a lot easier to eat. Yeah, yay. So that is it. I feel like so sticky right now. It was great to get 2 bakes done at one time. The recipes are so similar. It was great to be able to not have to wash the mixer in between the cookies and to be able to use the same buttercream for each set and yet come out with a totally different cookie. The flowers are definitely my favorite. They're so, like, they just speak spring. They're so cute. Just a little bit of frosting inside. So whoever doesn't like things too sweet, these will be for them. Then for those who don't mind it a little sweet, these cookies are definitely for that person. I do think the eggs will have to be taken off and enjoyed separately, but who doesn't like a mini egg? They're so good. Not too sure about the transportation of these. I didn't really think of that. Maybe like a casserole dish with a lid. Can't really stack them. I didn't think of that. Oh wow. Hopefully they just get there looking somewhat normal, and then otherwise it's going to be a big mess. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching this baking video. I hope that you give these 2 recipes a try or pick one to do. If you do, please just let me know down below, and also if you have any questions. And if you like this video, please give it a like and come back soon to see what I'm baking up next. Bye, everyone.